Acervo, Skull from the Warrant Chamber, has relayed Edelthrad's message. The heir is alive and gathering people loyal to the dynasty to storm the bridge. It is vital to make it to this meeting to unite forces with Edelthrad and confront Kunrad.
Never doubt me.
Draw strength from your unwavering faith and find courage in fulfilling your final duty, for showing weakness before his enemies is heresy.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
We should deal with this.
The benches and even the cogitator, torn from its proper place, are stacked in a rough semblance of a barricade. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking. Smoke makes you cough land gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire toward you. It is Theodora von Valancius.
Are you lost, my heir?
An apparition. A sorceress apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous.
Aren't you in pain?
Pain is but a reflection of one's weakness. To renounce weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of a rogue trader. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide.
Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. F.
To not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace.
The people! The survivors from the middle decks! We must help the crew! Lead them out! Find a way around!
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. What are we waiting for?
Sometimes your character will have to make tough decisions. Based on their values, interests, and goals, such decisions affect their convictions. This can develop in 3 directions: dogmatic, iconoclast, heretical. Each includes 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealously the character follows their convictions, and the more noticeably the world around them reacts to their actions and decisions. Dogmatic walk through the fire, the Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Heretical, accept the offer of help, take my pain away, and give me power. Iconoclast, get the people off the bridge, I will not. Leave my people in harm's way. You offer Theodora your hand, and the air around you seems to tighten, becoming thick and viscous, enveloping you and your companions in an impenetrable veil. Smiles at you. Her radiant, piercing blue eyes suddenly remind you of heretical plus 15i.
I will show you the way. Go on. Close your eyes.
I won't tolerate weakness.
What? What is this place?
My mind is clouded with darkness. Emperor, lay your hand upon our brows and guard us against the morass of heresy.
OO numerous valuables and trophies \phone A. Yer carelessly dumped into a single pile. LT seems whoever put them here did not give these items any serious thought.
Any challenge for me? Victory awaits!
A bizarre fragment hung on a trophy board. The slashlight, smooth. Surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes. 1, few eye.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
None shall stand in my way.
Pi, for example, a parlor organ with ivory keys, yellowed by long. Service.
They say a little bit of humility never hurt anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step. Follow my lead.
Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The AE corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls. No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voigtvir.
Say nothing.
How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Five examine Theodora's body. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. The rogue trader's life was ended by an auto pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Fate Face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. J. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood. Spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Idira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
Examine the arch, militant's body. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the armature around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the arch, militant's weapon, is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Inspect the shards by the desk. It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. A broad term for combustible fuel in the Imperium of Man. Idira, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Kunrad, and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials X, C, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Items received, handwritten letter with a seal. Lore Imperium test succeeded, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valancius, signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other enemies of humanity. We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything!
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
I'll lay claim to the stars. Feel my wrath!
Your Emperor won't save you!
Victory is imminent. At your beck and call. It will be done.
Didn't stand a chance.
Rookies! Gah!
Suits my purposes. Not a
You can do worse, but not by much!
was your biggest mistake.
As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Each strike is a prayer. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rycad system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrich van Kalox, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to the Furibundus system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator Van Kalox's activities on Rycad Minoris is of no concern to you. If required, Van Kalox himself will disclose the details of his mission.
It's about time. I won't tolerate weakness.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Traitor! Right when we needed all forces to deliver a decisive blow, you stepped aside. Do not even try to claim that my vox casts did not reach you. I sense the mark of the warp on you. An echo of the powers that are ravaging this ship. What is it? The aftermath of the terrors that you had to face? Or an admission of guilt?
merely a trace of the corruption that is assailing this vessel. Smile meaningfully. I choose my allies well. Have a sister of battle at my side. What suspicions could you possibly have?
I cannot vouch for your actions. What transpired on the officer's deck?
Let us leave this conversation for another time. Master Edelthrad, it is with great sorrow that I inform you that Lady Theodora von Valancius is dead.
What? You? This is your doing?
Master Edelthrad, no! We have remained in each other's sight ever since we broke free from Kunrad's schemes. The Lord Captain was killed by another's hand, and by the Golden Throne. I can surmise whose hand it was.
An arcane cybernetic artifact that encases the god. Emperor's physical remains entire, and preserves them using stasis fields and psi fusion reactors.
No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
The ship can still be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the navigator's sanctum.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
Who can see Kunrad Voigtvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge? The broken blade he eyed is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time!
Draw your weapon, Voigtvir, you duplicitous cur. Rogue Trader's death will be avenged.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
I will not die quietly alongside one who is a traitor to her blood. If my last service to the Imperium is to rip out the throat of an enemy of humanity, then such is the God Emperor's will.
Edelthrad, don't!
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
I'll see you terminated!
Your Emperor won't save you!
all too easy.
I will do my duty. Indeed. At your beck and call. Brace yourself, Abelard.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Eradicated!
I'll do it.
Faith without deed!
Anything else? But of course.
Just a minor setback. My ears are ringing.
Suits my purposes. Von Valancius! It will be done. Ha-ha! Reduced to dust! Follow my lead. A new challenge for me?
A blade made from a mysterious metal that shimmers with unnatural colors.
Victory awaits.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
The ship could use a prayer or two
Master
right
Helmsman,
now, but it's
system
too
status
early
report.
for a funeral. My repairmen are already hard at work fixing the damaged compartments. We can, and we will make it. Abelard, Raver, Master Helmsman, system status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal! Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to establish contact with the navigators. Sanctum, it is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor. And the air around you ills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of his survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
What must I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, mistress. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. And please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
Lamb ready, begin the ritual. Theodora, the image before you is hazy, swaying in. Sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing, while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Did you stand in the path of another's destiny only to steal it? You accepted the call of the primordial truth and claimed that fate as your own. So be it. I wove the threads of destiny and held out my hand to you when the flame arose in your path. You took it, and in doing so, sealed your fate. In the future, you will repay me for this boon in full.
You struck a deal with the warp spawn when it offered to lead you out of the trap on the officer's deck. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You were wounded by the corrupted weapon, which led Toa, warp entity invading your mind, AF. You are to blame for Theodora's death. Begone, Phantom.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you, with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow, that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, at the cost of many sacrifices made by the Lord Captain in the name of her own ambitions.
Equals deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old F-Vicer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. Abelard, you must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? Abelard, it appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's equals command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising, given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. Abelard grimaces. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Abelard reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor and of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtvir? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain, in all. The commotion, his trail, went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now 1 shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. Lamb ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. Abelard, with a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions, revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Abelard, attention officers, you have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. Abelard, as you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdi Seriata of the Ptoleman line, our new Vox master. Vox Master Vigdis, it is an honor to serve your ladyship. The Vox Master offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Abelard, beside her is Raver, the master helmsman. He steers our ship along Eth course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Master helmsman Raver, the bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. Abelard, and lastly, our High Factotum Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. High Factotum Janris Danrock, dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set P-man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your Essie-ship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. Abelard, in the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah. A supernatural entity, god of all knowledge, worshipped by the Adeptus Mechanicus. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while Ith, Master of Ordnance, betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech, priests' mechadendrites. The rulers of the Adeptus Mechanicus, they revere technology as the object of their devotion. They direct the endeavors of fabrication and lead the followers of the machine god in unforgiving crusades of ruthless acquisition. Mechadendrite. Atentical, like robotic limb prosthetics surgically attached to the spine. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. Abelard, I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. Drivesmaster, we'll hear from you now. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Master Helmsman Raver, right you are Lord Caps, to cut A. Long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our engine seer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Vox Master Vigdes, your ladyship, if you will allow me to. Interject, when we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox, silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the god, Emperor. An ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable voidships through the immaterium. Navis Nobilite. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the god, Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. A promise of help was extended to you by the nightmarish, demonic entity that spoke to you on the bridge during the ship's translation from the warp. Master Helmsman Raver, if I were you, I'd grab this. Chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round the system till our heads bear swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick, as Grok's shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. I'll wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. F. Heinrich Montag, yes, Lord Captain, the tall man bows his head in deference. IF can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. Abelard, the post passed to him after the previous. Infernus Master and his Pnex 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice tilde pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factotum, what have you to report? High Factotum Janris Danrock, we are toiling day and night to compile a full count of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech, priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. high factotum Janris Danrock, we will be able to make up. Our losses on the Erist planet, Reichad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Abelard, especially true given Caligo's winter scales. Penchant for attacking FRSD and asking questions later, and the kind of thick, skulled thugs he usually ooh as governors on his planets. Rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drivesmester, I will hear from you now. Zai Rataler, a voice distorted by a Vox retranslator, emerges from under the tech, priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble voidship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. Asprit believed by the adherents of the cult Mechanicus to inhabit and control any technology in existence. Zai Rataler. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engine Seer Prime, Ursier and spiritual authority of all tech, priests on board fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. LC, thank you. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? Asharnata Lomo, the Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's employ, maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Abelard, Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. Asharnata Lomo, so what? Comes the officer's hostile. And bitter reply, it is as if dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The one hip's in ruins, every second officer's dead, and now we've got a green lord, captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Abelard, silence. The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers, seize this mutineer. Asterisk. Abelard grunts. If only one officer out of the... whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your ladyship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Experienced Masters of Ordnance are few and far between, so for that reason, he may remain in post. Leave his punishment at your discretion, Abelard. Abelard, 20 lashes a month for the next 6 months. Deprivation of officers' rations and privileges for the same period, with the option to extend. Record that in his file. Abelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your peace-niveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. Asharnadalomo, the Master of Ordnance, stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engine seer prime and navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Abelard, precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. The massive void port on the edge of the Coronis Expanse, and a notorious hotbed of vice, trade, and rogue trader intrigue. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. Abelard, your ladyship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the futmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates. Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. The guide, the ruler, and the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. Came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed X. C. You are referring to the contents of that note, presume. Abelard, yes, quite right, XC, Xavier Calcazar. Abelard, Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord. Inquisitor's right-hand man, me Heinrichs van Kalox. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Reichad Minoris, may know something. Abelard, that is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the von Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another, scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this one mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. Argenta, the Sister of Battle, grimly nods toward Adira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. An individual of any intelligent species who possesses some degree of psychic ability or powers. Argenta. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Adira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Adira, come to your senses. Adira, damn it. Adira presses her fingers to her temples. In desperation. Why, your ladyship? Here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? Abelard, we cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Telas? Adira, no, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right. Dira, Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look. Into your future, find on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. IF, there is nothing else of value to report. I declare, this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work.